Sup, bro?
Okay, baby.
All right, buddy. So let
we go.
the console wars begin.
Oh, you're so annoying.
You
man.
know what's happening
You're so
today.
annoying.
I know I'm annoying, but I'm just hyping it up because I think both of these might be great. But I'm picking a side today. You're picking a side. Our colors say who's who. Let's get started, right?
Let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Xbox Series X against the PS5. Baby, come on. So let's get into it. We're gonna get into the specs and the look and same thing we covered last time and a little bit of extra details, comparing them against each other. Why I think the PS5 would be a better choice.
Why the Xbox will be the better choice. Let's get started, bro.
Let's get into it.
All right, buddy. Let's start. I thought you were gonna go.
No.
You baited
Okay,
me. You baited me.
Here's,
All right,
here's
now.
the thing. Here's what I was gonna say before he clicked record. What I was gonna say is, we have this modem and router set right down there, and it literally looks like it's the Xbox.
One of them looks
versus
like the PlayStation. The
PS5.
other one looks like the Xbox. We'll take pictures of them. Make them scroll down right now so you guys can see them.
Yeah.
Our modem and router here at home. Let's do this.
If you have Spectrum, you probably have what we have.
You might have the
You
exact
might have
same
what
thing.
we have. Because
So-
I have this same router and modem back in my college.
I don't have Spectrum back in college, so I don't
So-
have them. But they definitely do look like it. You baited me into starting that, so I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
Team Green, Mick Green X. Yeah, the Xbox just looks better, man. There's like not even. It's not even a competition. I don't care. It looks cool. It looks like a spaceship landed, and you can't put that in your living room. People are not gonna want to put that in their living rooms. It looks too futuristic. It looks too I don't know. What do you call it? Too over the top. Like, did you really need to put fans on it? Like, did it really have to go look like that?
Like a little alien.
Yeah,
type thing.
exactly. It's a little bit too much. On the other hand, the Series X. Wow, I'm
Series
back in the
X.
360. Give me 2010. Here I come. The Series X is just a pretty box, nice and sleek, nice round, not round, nice sharp corners everywhere. It's got a cool
The dent.
green glow, and then it just, I feel like it's a sleeker, kind of more modern, more minimalistic view, which is my aesthetic. I know some people out there will have that cool aesthetic, the alien, all this like techie
Yeah.
aesthetic, and that's fine. It's not my aesthetic, and if I was buying this purely on looks, I go the Xbox.
The Xbox is really neat, as we said in our video from last week, or I said in the video from last week. It's very neat, and I really like how compact it is. Now, I'm really considering, going back to the green side, because of me traveling, going back and forth to school and back home and whatnot. It's gonna be way easier to travel with the little box, right? With my little lunch box. So we'll see what happens. I'll make a decision once this holiday season comes. But I don't know how you can deny that the PS5 looks cool, bro. It looks cool. The blue glow that it has, you can't tell me that the blue glow is not cool.
Okay,
It has
I like the
glow.
blue. I think it's got an aesthetic. The blue aesthetic is nice. I'll give you that. And I will give you that the PS5, the one that doesn't have the disc tray,
Yes, that's what I was about to
looks
say.
pretty.
It looks
That
nice.
one looks nice. I would not be ashamed of owning that. But the one with the disc, I don't like that.
Now tell me why can't I get a white Xbox? Why can't I get a white box?
I'm sure you can get a white box. It would look cool too. You
A
can't tell
white
me
box would look really cool. The Xbox
360
S. No,
was white.
the Xbox One X or S, one of the
S.
two.
Yeah, the S one was white.
is white and it looks really nice. I know my girlfriend's little brother has the
S,
Shout
yeah.
out to you, kid, if you're watching. So it looks really nice and it's really sleek, beautiful. So
So I'm sure. Look, on release, there's gonna be a black one. There's gonna be whatever Call of Duty is coming out in November.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a Call of Duty edition of that Xbox. There's gonna be a Halo edition of it. So that one would be like blue,
now,
kind of silvery, kind of coolish.
will there be a Call of Duty one? What if it's an exclusive for like priority for PlayStation.
Okay, that could be a thing. I don't know what Call of Duty standing is right now, and I don't know. It looks like they change every time there's a new console. They just change who the priority is for some reason.
Well,
but here's the thing: if there's a priority, they will still make a Xbox that has the new Call of Duty on it. They did it last year. They had an Xbox that last time they had a Modern Warfare or an Advanced Warfare Xbox, which is the one you had. So that'll definitely happen. There's also going to be a PlayStation version of it.
Now, if we go back to 2014, that was Advanced Warfare. Everything was on Xbox, so that's why there was a Call of Duty.
Xbox?
Yeah, that's why there was a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Xbox.
I thought it had already changed over.
And it switched in, I want to say it's Black Ops 3. Probably before that.
Okay,
I may be wrong.
So what we're saying here is that the first Call of Duty game will for sure be part of PlayStation. And then Call of Duty will jump ship to whoever the better console is, and that'll be the Xbox.
Okay, let's see if that happens. If that does happen, then cool. Or what if Call of Duty just goes?
What if it goes away?
No, don't say that. It just passes away. It just dissolves. Oh my gosh, my world would end. No, but
it's not going anywhere.
What if it just goes to like PCs, like exclusive to like their Blizzard whatever? Just
okay, then Xbox wins again. Because Xbox, I'm pretty sure Xbox is gonna run Windows. And if Xbox is running Windows, then if anything, all the PC exclusives are now gonna run on Xbox. Everyone's gonna optimize their games to play on Xbox. Mm-hmm. I think that's something low key that we're not paying enough attention to, that Microsoft has like been kind of pulling themselves in, kind of budging this console gamer experience and being like, you know what? We are a console, but we're also a PC. And here we go. All console gamers can be PC gamers. Unite the PC master race. Get rid of the PlayStation and kind of take over gaming that way. Because everyone that has a PlayStation has a PC that can play games. Don't tell me you don't, because that PC can play some games right there.
It does.
And everyone that has an Xbox has a PC that can play some games. But if you turn that Xbox into that PC, then what's the point of that PC? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something that I think Microsoft's really looking into, kind of quietly shifting their way into. They tried to do it with Twitch and Mixer. They failed hard.
Oh my god.
But they weren't into it. I think this is their real move. This is their plan. I think Microsoft wanted Mixer to get to there so they could sell the thing out of this Xbox so much. You would have seen Ninja playing on it. You would have seen Shroud playing on it. It would have been everywhere, all over Microsoft. And I think the kind of the Mixer failing, actually, I don't know, this just kind of came to mind right now as we were talking. They might have had an impact on how the Xbox is going to play, but wow, if they are kind of wiggling themselves into the PC gamer market as well, I think that's a big move by Microsoft in there that might kind of make them the king of it, because we know that, I mean, Call of Duty is a big esport, but really the biggest esports, League CSGO, Dota, all those are PC games. And
for sure.
And so
Overwatch,
I mean, yeah, even Overwatch, which is kind of dying right now. Yeah. But we'll talk about that some other time. It was a huge PC game. Yeah, so when we think about all these PC games, StarCraft, Microsoft is looking like, how can we get into there? So I think this is their first attempt to get into there. And so it's really going to put a wrench into PlayStation's plans, because PlayStation, I feel like it can be, as a console itself, it can work as something as kind of a PC, but since Microsoft owns that Windows license, I don't think they will let PlayStation use it. So I think it would have to go to somewhere else. And now PlayStation partners up with Mac, and now we get a PlayStation Mac, or PlayStation partners up with Linux, and Linux becomes easier to use on a console version, and you can play PC games on the PlayStation with Linux, which is really complicated, but maybe with the PlayStation UI you can get an easier version of Linux. Wow. You know what? Just theory crafting right now.
Wow. Okay, a Mac OS with the PS5.
I think that would be the move.
PlayStation. Those are two powerhouses, bro. Two extreme powerhouses. Now, obviously, Microsoft is huge, and Windows is amazing. I don't personally like Mac OS too much. in terms of like coding and stuff. It just
Usability,
makes stuff a lot easier. But that's like a totally different conversation. The point is that they could potentially do that, and they could go to through the Mac OS route, and that's really interesting that you say that.
So I don't know. That. I don't know. It just kind of came up. Theory crafting. None of this means anything. Just thinking like if Microsoft is trying to shift into that market, or PlayStation just stays in the console market and they become the premier console, and Xbox becomes the console PC for all the budget gamers that want a PC but can't afford it. Mm-hmm. So maybe there's a space for both of these, and I'm really excited to see where these next 5-6 years leave us into this. But let's get on to the specs about these things. I feel like we talk about the look and their potential for way too long. Got really deep in the weeds.
It's important. It's really important.
It is. But we got really deep in the weeds there, and I just made up some stuff. So let's move on. Let's talk about actual things that are happening. So right here, Xbox Series X, we got the weight at 9.8 pounds and the dimensions at 15.1 by 15.1 by 30 centimeters, which is cool. Rectangle. Yeah, it's a little rectangle, little sausage. PS5, we have none of that yet. I think because it's pretty big and they don't want to put it out yet.
It looks huge, but whatever. Right. We're done with the looks.
Color, black, white. Man. All right, let's talk about the CPUs. Big differences right here. They're both custom Zen 2 architectures. Cool. The new Ryzen Zen architecture. Really good. Works really well with more multi-core threading. But Xbox fit 3.8 gigahertz in there, while PlayStation at max only got 3.5 gigahertz. This is a big deal. This is the power that the computer has. This is what it's pushing everything out. So it's pushing out all your game. It's pushing out all your FPS. So I think that the fact that Xbox has a little bit higher of this is kind of more indicative to the fact that it's marketing itself like a little PC, and PlayStation is still trying to be that console. Yeah, I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah. That it does look that way. I would have to educate myself a little bit more about this, but I don't know how much 0.3 of a gigahertz, how much more power does this CPU
So it makes a big difference. I know that on my processor, on my PC processor, if I overclock it, and I get up to 4.2 gigahertz, because I think right now mine is around 3.8. I can overclock to 4.2. I think I can play everything. I think I can play some games at 60 FPS 4K.
Yeah. In terms of like
and render videos so much faster.
Percent power. Let's say, give or take that 0.3 of a gigahertz. How
10 to 15%.
10 to 15%.
Like maybe I went a little bit over. Maybe a 10%. Okay. At the highest end would be a 10% difference in power. Which is why everything that we've seen on the PlayStation only says 4K, 1080p 60 or 4K, and on the Xbox there is some 8K that we saw earlier. Yeah. So that's interesting
last week
stuff.
We saw,
yeah, we saw some last week. So crazy stuff right there. The other big thing is the teraflops right here. 1 teraflop is a lot of flop.
1 teraflop.
So 1 teraflop is 1 millionth more of push of power than the other one. So in the GPU, the Xbox having 12 and the PlayStation having 10.28 is a big difference there. That's a big computing processing power. I feel like this will mean just both of these are going to run 1080 60, but the Xbox game are going to look a little bit sharper. Okay. I feel like that's the only thing we're going to get. I don't think the Xbox is giving us 4K 60 FPS gaming power.
Now, do they make up anything with those 2.23 gigahertz as opposed to the 1.82 gigahertz? Yeah. As you said in last week's video, you did think that 1.825 was a little slow for you.
Yeah, that 1.825 is definitely slow. I'm all up for that 2.23 gigahertz. I think that's making those 10.8 teraflops work faster, can compensate for not having all the 12 teraflops. So it's kind of a give and take here. I feel like a GPU status, they're pretty even. CPU status, the Xbox kind of edges out a little bit. So yeah, I think, and like I said, I think it just ends up with the Xbox having a little bit sharper games than the PlayStation. Maybe a little bit sharper games. I think we'll be able to see 1080p 60 on both of them. And the worst thing that we could see is that the PlayStation might like buffer or kind of like drop a couple frames when trying to run the higher, less optimized. I'm looking at you, Warzone games. I'm gonna do this every time. It's just funny.
Oh my goodness, man! He's always going at my Call of Duty just because you stopped playing for a couple years.
I'm playing now.
Now you're coming back to.
All right. Memory 16 gigs. GDDR6. All looking good. Memory bandwidth. Here we got 10 gigs at 560 gigabytes per second, and 6 gigs at 336 gigabytes for the Xbox, and all of them at 448 gigabytes for the PlayStation. So I feel here the PlayStation actually has a little advantage here, because they have like a constant rate. You're not like fluctuating between 10 and 6. So I kind of like that on the PlayStation side. Storage, we're going from 1 terabyte on the Xbox and 825 gigabytes on the PlayStation. Here the important part is that the Xbox one is an NVMe SSD and the PlayStation one is just a solid state drive. NVMe connects directly to the motherboard, meaning it's a little bit faster. So I really think that the Xbox will have the advantage here in loading up things, and the 1 terabyte the 1 terabyte is just crucial these days, like you've said.
Yeah, it's very. I said that in last week's video, how important the 1 terabyte is for video games nowadays. And you mentioned how Warzone takes up just like a fifth of your SSD right now. So you even had to get a new SSD to make sure that you have like optimal space in your PC. Totally valid. The one thing that I'm kind of remembering from 2 weeks ago on the PS5 is that this storage, the SSD, I'm pretty sure we saw something along the lines that it was customizable. I'm not too sure.
On the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure what it says is that you can either take this one out and put it a brand new one to have more storage, or it has another slot where you can just slide in another SSD for another terabyte. So yeah. So you will be able to have increased storage. You're not going to run out on the PlayStation. It was customizable, that's for sure. And so that's a good thing that I haven't read on any of the forums about the Xbox of it having it. If it does have it and you guys know, leave us a comment down below and tell us about it. Maybe we're wrong here, but yeah, for sure the PlayStation has that, and that's really interesting and a good thing to point out. I'm glad you remembered that. Everything else, kind of, we're just talking about the optical drives.
4K.
We both gave 4K Blu-rays on both of them, high def resolution. We're gonna have HDMI ports, USB ports, 3.2 USB ports on the Xbox, Ethernet and storage power. You're gonna have a USB and an NVMe slot. Okay, there it is. So the PlayStation is gonna have an NVMe slot. You can put that. You can add your own solid state drive to the PlayStation with an NVMe slot. And I don't know if there's a way to transfer like the software from the original SSD to the NVMe slot so that it could run faster. If there is, that'd be cool. I don't know if that's a thing, and that's kind of hard to do on like computers, and I figured it'd be really hard to do over there. But it might get you a lot more memory storage and like load up times on your games if you do go for that additional input of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the specs. I think they're both coming out this holiday season, so it'll be interesting. We'll be ready for both of those things here. Look out for a lot more videos on this. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of them. But we still got to talk about one more thing. Prices, bro.
Talk the price. We got to talk the
Oh,
price.
and games. No, we got two more things to talk. Let's go games first.
Games. So we talked about the Spider-Man in our last video. Beautiful. We talked about
Halo for the Xbox.
That was 2 videos ago.
Yeah.
We talked about Halo for this last week's video. Both beautiful games. Now, I know when we first saw the trailer for the Xbox one, you were like, "Oh my God, Xbox did it the right way," right? Because they gave a little a little summary of like all the games, and it was only like a minute long.
And it was only like 3 games. I do agree that was way too little games to be putting out there.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But they did showcase their what their what their console could show. They put their water, looked amazing. For
some reason, water is a big deal to both of these companies.
Water
they
is
both
huge.
Put water everywhere. The PlayStation intro had water in it. Xbox had Halo, and it had Master Chief holding his gun, and then he was like surrounded in a lake. Everyone had water.
And he jumped into water, and like so everything had water. But The really cool part also was the halo actually going through the surface and bringing out the
blooms of the flowers.
Yeah, the blooms. I guess you want to say like greenery, but it wasn't really green, so I don't want to say greenery. But the blooming of the flowers and the colors within the rocks and stuff that we saw, and it like it was glistening and stuff. It looked really really nice. So I will give them that. I will give Xbox that. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate the Xbox. Please don't think I hate the Xbox, because I come from there. That's where I came from. I was bullied into becoming a PlayStation person. I was really bullied into it.
Yeah, and right now you're bullying to back off the PlayStation. And don't get me wrong, I started off in PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 1 and I had a PlayStation 2. That's where I grew up gaming. I grew up gaming on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and the GameCube. And then I skipped the Xbox, the original one, and I went straight to the 360. Yep. That one was actually good for me. But yeah, I love PlayStation 2 and I want them to be a good product. And I'm excited to see that both of these products look great. I will give PlayStation this. Their exclusives are top notch. All the PlayStation games look super pretty. They look like they're going to be super fun to play. Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be amazing to play. I'm ready for it. There's so many games out there that the PlayStation... I can't wait for the God of War. There's going to be a God of War. There's always a God of War. Get out of here, Grand Theft Auto. We're not even going to talk about you.
Grand Theft Auto. Give me a good heist at least, man.
Give me a Grand Theft Auto 6. If we get the 6, I'll be hype. If we're not, then I don't care. Yeah, so it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Those games do look really good, and they do show up the potential and the power for this thing. And PlayStation does pull out great exclusives every time. Xbox, really the only exclusive I care about is Halo. Halo is just fun. Yeah, just because of the FPS. I guess Gears of War is also fun.
Gears of War is really cool.
Gears is also fun to play and kind of watch, and it's a cool third-person shooter, but...
Yeah, it's so interesting to watch, actually. Gears of War is really interesting to watch.
So I'm pretty sure there'll be a new Gears out once all that is settled down and we get.
Didn't they recently come out with the new one though? I mean, they could come out with
I'm gonna say a year
gen.
after the release, we'll see probably a new Gears, which is about maybe 2 years before we see the new God of War on PlayStation. So yeah, it's definitely super interesting, super cool stuff out there for both of these consoles, games wise, which is actually what we're both here for. We're both here for games. The more games, the better. The better games, the better. We'll stream them. We'll talk about them. We'll play them. We'll enjoy them. We'll have a good time with them.
And you know what the beauty about gaming now is that we're getting a lot of games that are cross-platform as well.
Yeah.
So that's like the beauty of the collision of all the platforms coming together. It's just.
Yeah,
amazing.
So I can play Warzone on PC and be gaming with
carry
him while
him
he's on
on
PlayStation.
Warzone.
You will always carry me on Warzone. That's not. I mean, download Valorant. Let's go play.
Let's go play.
I may be bronze, but you're iron, buddy.
Hey, I did go into that TFT and gave you a little scare for a little bit.
And then you stayed in silver, and I almost got to diamond. I got one LP away from diamond. So.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. We're losing ourselves in all that.
Prices. Right here it says that the PS5 is right.
$5 to $600.
Yeah.
$5 to
$600. Okay.
I think Xbox is gonna do what we talked about the last video and go with the $449.99.
$449.99. That might be a smart move by them. I can't lie.
$50 cheaper. It's gonna make people be like. It's gonna make parents buy the Xbox for their kid, even if they ask for the PlayStation at home. Because parents in Christmas will be like, this one's $400. Here you go, Tommy, 12-year-old Tommy. This is what you get to play. And Tommy's going to be like, oh, it's an Xbox. Cool. I can play Call of Duty. And they're going to go play Call of Duty. And all is going to be forgotten. They're not even going to be like, which one? Yeah, and
you're at this point you're catching all the casual players, and when
where they make their money for real.
Exactly.
They don't make their money on us.
Off of us, exactly. Yeah. So all the casual players, you want to think about them. Like, what do they really want in a console? Do they really even look at the specs?
No,
probably not. Right. So
that's us.
That's us. That we look at the specs and we see like, okay, maybe this one's cooler, this one's better, or let's try the two or whatever, or look at more in depth once they actually come out and whatnot. But for a casual streamer, damn boy, for a casual player, you're just looking to have a console at home, and then the next generation comes out, you have to adapt to it and reach the next generation. So you buy the cheaper one, is my thought.
Yeah.
Now there is a lot of people that do keep like stay on track. So like if you already have a PS5 or a PS4 at home, you might be more leaned to buying a PS5 because you trust it and you're more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I don't think that theory holds water though, because we know the 360 beat out the PS3 by a long shot. It was the better console. More people used it. And now we know the PS4 beat out the Xbox by a long shot. It was the better console. More people used it. But right after the Xbox 360, when the Xbox One, right? That's what it's called?
Xbox One, yeah.
Yeah, when the Xbox One launched, nobody bought it. Like, people immediately went to the PlayStation because it looked better, because the hype was better, because people were more hype about it, and that's all that really matters. Come November, who was able to generate the most traction, the most hype,
yeah.
and that'll be whoever takes off first. And then after a year or two, once we really know how good these consoles are and which games are going where, that's when we'll know who won the next gen console wars. Mm-hmm. But I think this is gonna be a year where we're gonna see that shift. I think Xbox is gonna slide over into the PC market, and it's going to become that like budget PC. PlayStation is going to keep the throne as the ultimate console for console gamers. And then we're going to have over there whatever Nintendo's doing on the side with their cool stuff. I mean, it's fun. I love Nintendo games. They're always doing something fun, always innovating. I really want to Switch, and I'm going to get one here soon because I love Pokemon, so I got to go play that. It's way too engaging now. So yeah, definitely Nintendo is off doing their own thing in the gaming world. PlayStation, where it's going to be the hardcore version of it. Casual, we're going to have Nintendo. We're going to get PlayStation being the hardcore version. And then we're going to have that PC hardcore build on the Xbox. And it's just going to be, everyone's going to find their own little niche in this market. And it's not going to be a console war. We're all just going to be gamers, and it's going to be fun. Exactly. So I'm excited about all that. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, for sure. We're excited. We're excited to get our hands on probably both of these consoles. You'll probably get one, and I'll probably get the other.
Or we'll both get both at some point.
Goodness.
If it gets to that point where honestly, it's just like I'm just gonna game on that. I'm gonna turn my Xbox into my gaming PC, and I'm gonna game everything on that, and I'm gonna stream from my other PC. Mm-hmm. But I want the PlayStation for the exclusives because I really want to play God of War or something like that. You know what? Yeah. I can see that happening within the next 4 years. I will be out of school. I'll be able to just buy whichever one I feel like it. Game not as much as I want. Hey, chill. But yeah, it'll be fun, and I'm really looking forward to what's gonna happen here in the next few years.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's gonna do it for us. If you managed to make it this far in the video, we appreciate the love. Drop a comment of what you guys are looking for. Maybe you need some help with some technology, or you want us to just brainstorm and talk about some certain stuff. We'll do that for you. If you're liking the content, leave a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us.
One more thing. Me and my little brother here, Manny, little brother Manny here. We're brothers. We're gamers, but we've been thinking about just kind of turning these little talks between us. We're gonna go off to college now, and we won't be together. This is our last video for now. Until we are back together in the same place.
In the probably. Oh, in December.
In December, yeah. Till November, December.
Oh my God, we could probably buy the.
Oh, we can talk about this again. Yeah, we can each buy one of them. It's gonna be great.
And we'll have my huge router here, and you have your
modem my PC over there, and we'll connect them together. Exactly. But yeah, that is it for now. The next time you see us, we will be on 2 different screens, on 2 different cameras. Getting ready to make this little talk with you guys. It's fun. We're turning this into more of a podcast type deal. We're not cutting it. We're just talking. Whatever comes to mind is going out there for you guys. I'm going to see if I can get it by this episode. I can have all the previous episodes of just us talking on Spotify as a podcast. We're not 100% sure on the name yet, but hopefully we're able to get that figured out soon over on Spotify. And if you guys have any comments for a good name for a podcast, because I think we're just going to turn this weekly series into more of a little podcast where we pick a topic, we go off into the weeds on it, and we enjoy our little talks and our little
Brother connection.
Yeah, little brother connection. Well, we get maybe work in progress. But yeah, it'll be good, and I hope you guys enjoyed today. PlayStation versus Xbox, Team Green, Team Blue.
Team Blue, baby. Come on.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're brothers.
We're gamers, baby.
Goodbye.
Catch ya.